Hi guys, it's been so long. Anyway, I don't really know how to make intros, and it's been so long. I don't know how to get into topics either. Hi, it's been a while. I'm sorry for being so absent. Life and boring stuff got in the way, and I never had the energy to actually sit down and make a video. It's not like I make the most high edited, high production videos, but it still does take a lot out of me to make them. But I missed doing it, and I love doing it, and I always think about it. So I was like, you know what, gotta do it. Obviously I haven't made a lot of videos. I've made like 5 videos. Most of them are ASMR, but I have made another video that's about the UK underground, which I feel it had like such negative undertones to it, and that's not really who I am and what I'm trying to like represent of me and who I am and what I want to bring to the table. I still do stand by everything that I said, and I think by the time I dropped that video and after, the community and the scene has actually become way worse than I thought it would. And wow, I did not know it could get worse than that. But considering that I'm trying to make a little handy dandy comeback, I have decided to make a video that was actually triggered because of my birthday. So my birthday was about a month ago, and I have been doing this thing since I was 14 years old, and I managed to get my first music platform and got into music and stuff like that. Every year I make a playlist of said year manually, and I name it after the year that we're in, and I add new artists I found in that era or new favorite songs. And sometimes on my birthday I like to come back to it, and I like to see what 15-year-old Dina was listening to, what 20-year-old Dina was listening to. I have reached an absolute angst status right now. I'm not even gonna disclose how old Ina is now. She's not that old, but I feel unk because when I went back to my obviously like 16, 15-year-old playlist, I saw how many years ago it was released, and I was just like, oh my god, I am so old. But I went into my 2016, 2017 and 2018 era playlists, and I was like, wow, these were bangers. Like, these were actually like the music scene and the community was so massive back then. And then it didn't help because I went on TikTok and I saw a bunch of TikToks of, I'm guessing, younger people that were like, oh, how I wish I was a teenager in 2017, 2018. And it kind of reminded me of myself when I was a teenager, and I was like, oh my god, I wish I was a teenager in the MySpace era or whatever. And it did make me feel so old. I was like, wow, not younger gens fetishizing my teenage years. And like, I think we have reached absolute peak angst status. Like, I think we should just let it rest, get a retirement house, and just live our lives, right? But it did kind of make me think and go back and like open the book and just, you know, just like get the memories and everything. So if you are close to my age, you can watch this and reminisce on the good days of being a teenager and your only problem being a SoundCloud drop that didn't drop on time. Or if you're a newer gen, you can watch this and be like, wow, I envy you so much, you unk. And maybe, you know, continue the legacy. I don't know. So I believe that 2016 until like 2019, 2020-ish was like the best era to be a teenager or just alive in general. I can't lie. Like the world was beautiful. The colors were coloring. The world was busy. The world was active. mind you, the notes and everything that I'm telling you is coming from somebody who was living in Greece at the time, and I wasn't even in the capital. I wasn't in Athens. I was living in a smaller city that was about 2 hours away from Athens. So the community and the people were much fewer than it would have been in the capital. So I didn't have a lot of actual friendship input and like groups. You know what, for context, all I would be doing is go to school, barely have any friends in school because I had nothing in common with a lot of people, not in a pick-me way, but in an I was obnoxious, annoying, and weird way. Side note. So I would generally just go to school, go home, watch a bunch of music videos of artists, which is what got me into music to begin with. Like literally all I would do is study, if that, barely. And then I would just go on YouTube and watch anything from like metalcore to emo rap to deathcore to jazz to anime OCTs, creepypasta tributes, anything you want. I did it, I got it, I saw it. Prime YouTube, okay, Prime YouTube. Shout out Smosh. But honestly, from what I remember seeing and from what I remember, I definitely have romanticized it a little bit because it's been so long and I'm kind of reminiscing it. But 2016, 2020, best eras to ever come out. Not just because of the community and the peak of social media, and at the time a lot of influencers were not they weren't even like proper influencers. Like most musicians and YouTubers were posting kind of like sillier posts, funny captions. We weren't too scared to just like be fully ourselves. Like there wasn't really a template on how to social media. Like you would find your niche, post about your niche, and that was it. Like I remember YouTube was like get ready with me, or my morning makeup routine, or my morning routine going to school, or my nighttime routine coming back from school. And then you had like those DIY hack YouTube channels, and I was just like, okay, this is where we're at. This is very important for the economy. So I was watching a bunch of that, which if you haven't, what's her name? If you watch like any 2018, 2019 RCL Beauty, and then you've got like OG PewDiePie and like Jacksepticeye. It was a beautiful era. But music wise was where it was actually at. You had so many different communities aesthetics wise. So you had the Visco girls. Don't know a lot about them. Shout out Visco girls. Them girls edited their pictures so well. I was kind of envious. That's all I know about them. And Saving the Turtles. You've got the... So Tumblr era was probably like 2012, 2015, but it still carried a little bit in 2016, 2017. So you had like the girly pops with the fishnets, with the shirts, with the shorts, the Dr. Martens. God forbid you forget about the Dr. Martens. They had like little pages. The pages were like their babies. The Tumblr pages were everything to them. And they were listening to a bunch of Lana Del Rey, The Neighborhood, the 1975, maybe a little bit of 21 Pilots, definitely a little bit of 21 Pilots. Like, Doubt was their song. And I'm trying to remember, you had like those kind of like hippie girls that weren't as active, but they were definitely active more in like 2021, like peak TikTok era. Like I don't want to call them fake hippies, but you know what I mean. You can kind of tell. But my niche was Well, I had about 3 niches because that was the communities that I was most invested in. So you had like the hype beasts that were wearing like a bunch of Palace, Off-White, Supreme, Babe, Yeezy, uh, and they were so cool. They used to post like outfit pictures all the time. I think Rice Gum. I feel so I feel like Rice Gum was trying to be claimed by the hypebeast community, and he got for a little bit. That was a beautiful era. I still remember everybody trying to get their hands on the Off-White yellow belts. It was a crazy era, and they just posted a bunch of streetwear outfits. They were there for every Supreme drop. I remember I knew somebody who was like a hype beast, and they had the skateboards with like the Supreme logos on them, the Palace logo. It was a very, very big part of the community. And the music that they used to listen to a lot was like Uzi, X, what else? Travis Scott, Gunna, Future, like wait, peak Travis Scott, definitely. Peak Travis Scott was everything to them. I think there was not a single one of them that if you asked them who their favorite artist was, they wouldn't say Travis Scott. Everybody loved Travis Scott at the time. Count how many times I said Travis Scott, by the way. It's very important for the economy. Obviously, like Cardi, like peak Cardi, like self-titled Cardi, and anything Uzi and Cardi together in a song, it was everything to them, and it meant everything to them, and that was their whole personality trait. They were okay. I think I've met a few hypebeasts that were kind of snobby and kind of like mommies and daddy's money. But like at the time, you're a teenager. I don't think you could make your own money like that, especially in Greece. But most of the hypebeasts that I've ever met, they were so nice. At some point, I should have added some pictures of what they looked like, just so you don't think I sound crazy. They were lovely. They were so nice. I miss them. I know that a few of them were kind of like skater boys as well. And that takes us to the second aesthetic or genre of people that existed like a lot in 2017 and 2018. So because a lot of hypebeasts were like skating as well, or like LARPing, as these kids say nowadays, I don't know, being skaters, you would have the actual skaters, which would be kind of like, I don't want to say it because I know it's a very controversial like title of an aesthetic, but you would have the emo rap kids, I guess. Obviously a lot of people have seen them because they have further developed during the quarantine era to like the synthcore and just like this weird mix of emo kids. I don't know what they're called now, but if they're called emo, they're called emo. But you had this specifically emo rap kids. So emo rap kids were wearing like a lot of Sus Boy, a lot of Vans, Strasser, Converse, because obviously they were skaters. They had to wear comfortable outfits. I know that hypebeasts and emo rap kids, well, I'm gonna say the emos. I say that as if I wasn't one of them. They were quite getting along because at the time, I think it was the first proper time, at least from the years that I've been alive, that two completely different genres of people actually got along with each other, and it was because of the music. Like, I know a lot of emo kids obviously used to listen to, I don't know how other people say it, but I say Blink 182. I've heard people say Blink 182, 182, claim it as you want it. But obviously they would listen to a lot of Pierce the Veil and My Chemical Romance, just as you do from like back in 2008, 2009, whatever. But they would also listen to a lot of Lil Peep, X, Cardi, Uzi, definitely. I think, you know what, maybe it will be a hard claim and it will be like a hard statement to accept, but I feel like Uzi definitely brought the middle ground. Uzi and X, definitely X more, but Uzi had that little middle ground for both sides, and I think that was what was beautiful for the community back then. It was that a lot of these artists had interests that applied to so many different communities, because you can see a lot of anime inspiration, a lot of streetwear, but a lot of emo wear, a lot of emo samples used in songs. Shout out Lil Peep. So it didn't actually feel like a divide between the two. It felt more like we understand each other even though we are different fonts. And that is something that you don't necessarily see anymore. There's like a divide on the communities. There was definitely like a lot of gatekeeping, a lot of name 5 songs of said rapper, because if you don't, then you're not really a fan. But I would say about 70% of the community was like okay. You definitely had a few LARPers and a few posers. I'm gonna say posers. I feel like saying LARPers makes me sound so much like an unk. Okay. But most of the community was very welcoming, regardless of which section you would go to. I feel like emo rap kids definitely had a little bit more options when it came to music, because then like most of them would not just listen to obviously Lil Peep and stuff like that. These are like more of like the mainstream, but a lot of them that I've met used to listen to a lot of Smart Death, Lil Aaron, Lil Lotus. You got Shinigami, you got 93 Feet of Smoke, you got Casper, Young Lungs, which also idea, we need to talk about those artists at some point in time, because as much as obviously there's specific artists that have created the emo rap genre and stuff like that, I feel like there were so many more artists that deserved a lot of spotlight, which we're gonna get into, maybe not today, but maybe another time. But yeah, there was a lot of artists, there was a lot of diversity. You had Trippie Redd releasing Love Scars for the first time. Oh my god. Do you know how much I would give to go back in time and listen to Love? Like, do you know how much I would give to go back in time, be in my room, watch like an X lyrics video, and next to the masses of videos that were there, I could see Love Scars by Trippie Redd for the first time again, and then press it and listen to it and ascend. I would kill for that. Or peak summer vibes would be listening to Uzi versus the World for the first time and listening to that intro for P's and Q's whilst I was out about to go skate. That was peak. I think that's the only thing that I wish newer gens could experience. I know it sounds so minimum and so whatever, but it's a massive deal. It is genuinely a massive deal. Now, obviously, with time, I would say about 2018 to 2020, we had the distant cousin of emo rap people, which still carries to this day, and I think it's actually doing a lot better now than it was doing back then. I think back then it definitely came out ahead of its time, so people weren't paying a lot of attention to it. But you've had the hyperpop people coming out, and I know a lot of people say Charlie XCX and Sophie, which RIP Sophie, you created so much into this community, and you will forever be missed, and your legacy will be carried on. Besides those two like main people, you've had independent like artists that were like little kids in their rooms that downloaded FL or GarageBand or Ableton or whatever, that created this new sound, this like new raw sound of weird genres combined together with a little bit of rap like elements to it, a little bit of I don't know, techno, a little bit of emo, a little bit of rock, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then you created hyperpop. So you had artists like Oz Queen. Oz Queen, I feel like, is the main person who created that genre of that whole specific type of hyperpop. I feel like they were the pioneer, and then other artists like Glaive followed, OF1, Kevin Hilfiger, some questionable ones such as Youngster Jack, allegedly, and David Shoddy, allegedly. Then you have like a more developed sound of later on, which is like 100 Gex, Dorian Electra, and the kids that would listen to this music would definitely look like the emo rap kids a little bit, but I feel like they were definitely more creative with their outfits and their makeup, and they would be wearing some crazy outfits. They were either very colorful or like very darker color palettes, and it's beautiful. And at the time, I think a little divide happened by everybody, just like a slight bit, because so many people started coming in, so many artists. But I think we all collectively got back together when Lil Pump joined the chat, but like fully, like when D-Rose and D-Rose what that's what got him in, but I think we all collectively got back together and agreed that this is either very good or this is horrendous, to the point where we're gonna start ironically listening to it, to the point where we actually accept it and we claim it. When he dropped like Gucci Gang, I feel like we all collectively loved Gucci Gang for a very long time, until it got too much, and then we were like, okay, we're not claiming this anymore, like this is done. And I think we all just got a little bit overwhelmed after a while with the littles, like Lil Pump, Lil Skies, Lil this, Lil that. But I think that was so important for the era, cause it just tells you when they basically started making music. The second you hear Little, you're gonna go, okay, 2017, 2018, and then when was it? Lil Xan, I would say, definitely was a very touchy subject and a very touchy topic for all three communities, especially after the statements that he dropped about, was it Tupac? I think it was Tupac, about him saying that he's overrated and stuff like that. But overall, it was a very creative community. It was, you could tell what category people were from, but at the same time you would know that they would have different how do you call it, like like different things they were into. Like, for example, it's so, and they would be open about it. I feel like that's the thing that's so different from now. It's just, I feel like nowadays belonging to a genre or like an aesthetic of people really limits you on what else you can do. But let's say, for example, I was to me a hypebeast and I was wearing like a Thrasher shirt and Converse, I would definitely get looked at weird. But then I could just like drop to them, hey, new Uzi album, and they would be like, oh my god, new Uzi album, like, it was, I feel like it was such a weird era, because your friends would basically look like they could possibly be your bullies in middle school, and I find that so beautiful. Like, I remember looking like an emo kid, and one of my closest friends used to wear like a bunch of Bape and Supreme, and I was just sitting there with my little striped shirt and my Converse, and if that was to happen today, I feel like I would definitely get bullied. But it was a very supportive environment. Was it toxic? Absolutely. I feel like a lot of substances took place in that era, and for the kids that don't know, the Zandemic was real. Lily Wonk on the blog with the Glock. Trust me. It was definitely a scary era when it came to substances, and it was definitely very dangerous. And I also wanted to like put a disclaimer out there that just because I missed that era, it doesn't mean that I would want it to come back in any way, shape, or form. Even though I do miss it, and I do feel like it was such a creatively beautiful era where all of these musicians and artists could proudly be themselves, and you would have Uzi wearing like the most colorful outfits, doing anime references. Then you would have Lil Peep also using like animations and kind of like the similar vibe. And then you would have all of these alternative people looking so creative and fitted into their own individual like vibe. I wouldn't want it to come back. I feel like a lot of these musicians who have managed to get out of the Zandemic curse or the substance misuse and everything look so much healthier, and I'm so happy for them, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. It was a very dangerous era, obviously touchy topic, but Lil Peep, hella sketchy, RIP to both. I am not gonna lie, I don't know what Six Dogs died from, but again, RIP. It was a very, very sad era as much as it was a happy era. Shout out Lil Xan for still trying his hardest, because there was a big time where Lil Xan was publicly struggling about him and his mental health and everything. But it was definitely a very interesting era to be part of, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. And anybody who survived this pandemic and that whole situation of whatever that was, kudos to you, kudos to us, we made it. It was a very interesting era. I would definitely support bringing the outfits back. The outfits were actually eating. I think we should generally bring them back. I'm gonna like be pushing 30 and wearing like Thrasher and Converse and everything. No. But I would say give the music a chance. It's not one of those where you had to be there. It would definitely hit more if you were there, but I would give the music a chance. It was such an interesting era, music-wise. The samples, the beats, the music videos, the visuals, the collaborations, the random crossover collaborations you would be getting. Like, you would wake up to, like, I don't know. Listen, Trippie Redd and Tekashi having a collab song together is still something that baffles me. But it is what it is. It's okay. It happens. But yeah. This is basically like a summary of what I guess 2017, 2020-ish kind of situation was like. It was fun, it was colorful, it was vibrant, lots of skaters, lots of different aesthetics, lots of different artists, so many things to catch up with. Would not bring it back. I'm glad the pandemic is not a thing, and hopefully new gens will get to experience a new era of creativity, but it's kind of hard. But I do hope it gets brought back, and I do hope it actually gets brought back, not like that whole roaring 20s that didn't happen. Like, it happened slightly for a month and then we just left it, and then we went back to Oramaxing. Wait, I think that was another thing. I think Oramaxing was not even like real like that. I can't lie. Oramaxing was not real. Oh my god, yes, Oramaxing was not real. Like, I feel like in order for you to stand out and be that guy, you had to be like the loudest person in the room, and that was a personality thing, that was an outfit thing, that was like everything. Like, you just had to be loud, you just had to be colorful, you just had to be funny, you just had to have a personality, you just had to have things and interests to talk about, which I think is something that not a lot of people open up about now. They don't really feel comfortable being themselves fully because there's like a specific formula on how to do things. And I feel like I also have that sometimes, in the sense of I feel like I need to look a specific way in order for me to be approached in social media, or be not promoted, but like be seen, feel like I'm fitting in and stuff like that. And I feel like that is such a shame, because I feel like it's putting so many people down from being themselves and actually being creative. Because at the end of the day, I feel like the word creative has completely lost its meaning. I feel like I wouldn't say it's necessarily the people's fault as well, but it's definitely like there's a part of it that could be their fault, but also when you need to promote yourself multiple times, different requirements on social media, different this, different that, it can definitely take a lot out of you. And it shuts down your creativity in ways that you never thought that would happen, but it does. And it's a shame. It's horrendous, and I wish it was different for people. But anyway, that was it. Hopefully you're gonna like this. I'm not gonna edit too much of the video, I can't lie. I like that my videos get to be raw, and like you can see me repeating words or stumbling a little bit or saying words wrong, because I need people to see a version of not influencers, because I'm obviously not an influencer, but like people that are actually people that are actually making mistakes, that are actually kind of like buffling with words, like wait. I think it's very important to break that stigma and let people show who they really are. So hopefully you like this. I'm gonna do this again regardless if you like it or not. I just love talking, and I just love talking topics that I'm really interested in and invested in. Obviously, I'm not claiming that I know everything about everybody and everything that has ever happened in the music community, fashion community, the era that I was a teenager in, or anything like that. I might be false for a few things, and that's okay. I'm here to be corrected if I have to. And hopefully I'll see you next time, and until then, have fun, enjoy, and go listen to Uzi versus the World again.